Hello guys, you welcome back to my channel. Okay, so today guys, we are going to talk about a very sensitive topic, a topic that hurts, but which is simply the truth, okay, about Africa. So just let's get into it. Recently, I came across an experience here in France and I discovered something that shocked me. Okay, you know, wheat flour is what we've been using for cake, bread, anything pastries in Africa. Let's say that where is it? Yeah, study have showed that the countries that consume most wheat flour is in Africa. We have Egypt, Algeria, Morocco, and Nigeria. Only last year, Nigeria was needed of 5.5 millions of tons of wheat. Okay, like wheat flour. That was amount that Nigerians needed to survive only in Nigeria. And Nigeria is only the fourth country in Africa that uses wheat flour. So if the fourth country uses 5.5 million of tons to be able to survive, not to talk of other countries in Africa, the Saharians and every other countries. Okay, just calculate it and tell me how much does Africa need. Okay, so I just discovered recently that cassava is a very good substitute for wheat flour, and we all know that cassava is easily planted in Africa, of which wheat in the other way round is not our traditional cultivated crop. It comes from America, and that is where America makes their millions. Now you are going to understand something here. The problem is, why didn't we know this earlier? We've been using cassava. We just planted a little amount of cassava. We use it. We only planify it like we will use it today only. After which, we don't think about tomorrow because we don't have the technology to preserve it for the future use. So immediately we are out of it, we depend on others to survive. Let me know if in your country in Africa you've been cultivated wheat, because for me in my country we don't cultivate wheat. It's been recently that most of people have been cultivating it. They copy the idea of Europeans, Americans to cultivate it, because they know that we've been surviving. We depend on it to survive. That is why recently we've been copying them to cultivate wheat in Africa or in my country, instead of focusing on studying our own crop, which one is cassava. Not to talk of yam, not to talk of cocoyam, plantain, and others. We only copy the white, and so by doing so, we are always dependent on them. It is so sad to know that cassava flour can also be used for baking bread, whatever that wheat flour is used for. Cassava is even best at it. Why is it best? Because Cassava does not have gluten in it, and so it is good for everybody. Everybody, whether you have a problem with gluten or not, you can use cassava flour. We can use it for chips instead of going for French fries and other things. We can use it, the cassava or the yam, we can substitute it for French fries. Why are we still depending on others? Now guys, you can let me know in the comment section, okay, if you agree with what I'm saying. If you also come across with this idea, did you know that cassava flour is even best for pastries? Did you know? Anyways, let's move on. So today, as I just said, this topic really hurts, but it's definitely simply the truth. In Africa, our problem is we don't want to study to figure out the solutions ourselves. We always want others to tell us this is what will happen if you should do this before we will go and try it. Always copy others. That is our problem. We will always be dependent on them if we do not find solutions ourselves. Instead of us, investing in ourselves. Now, enough of cassava issues. Just let's concentrate on this picture you're seeing on the screen. We use kube. In our local language, it's called kube. Kube means coconut. So we use coconut fruit to make this toffee here that we are seeing on the screen. Instead of us to learn how to package it well and sell it, we go for the American candies instead of this. This is so delicious that if you should get one, you cannot do with one. You will go for another one. It's so sweet and even healthier than the American candies. But we prefer to go for the American candy. Why? Because of brainwashing. American has told us that everything that comes from America is best. Meanwhile, it's false. Now, why promoting theirs is easier for them? And why is it easier for it to enter into our mind? It's because they sacrifice to themselves. Their leaders invest in the young ones. When a young American come out with an idea, and when a leader find out that this idea will help the country, they go for it. They support the young person financially. Physically as well. They follow him till he come to realization of what his idea is about. They will make sure it benefits the country. But in Africa, it's not like that. Each one for himself, God for us all. That is what is hindering the developing of Africa. Our leaders are not ready to sacrifice for the country. So is our citizens not ready to also sacrifice their comfort way for the country. No one wants to invest in Africa. We all want a result now. White people use hundreds of years, even more, to train and to do research about a subject. And when that subject comes out, it gets boom. And then we go to, buy it from them with money, which reaches them, which make them millions. And then we go back for loans from them. That is it. So far as this idea continues, there's no way Africa will be dependent, even though books or documents say so. We are never going to be dependent. We are never going to be independent. We are always going to depend on the ideas of white, even the Chinese. When a young child comes out with an innovative idea, African leaders will never support him or her. They will never invest in him. The Americans will come and take that person away from us because we just abandoned them. And they will go and invest in that person. And that person will then come out with rich ideas that will enrich their country. And now we will say that Africans will always run to white. No, let me tell you one thing. Everything that's boosting the economy of Europe and America is through immigrations. We, the immigrants in their country, are boosting their economy. That is simply the truth. You can go and verify it yourself if I'm not telling you the truth. Okay? We just leave our country to come and enrich their country. Just as so, because we don't have support in our own country. Because we are not willing to sacrifice in our own country. All we do is blame fame. We blame on our leaders. And so on and so forth. Anyway, I'm so glad that some of us has now started to understand the equation of success. Just that, so far as the majority of Africans are still under the brainwashing, we are all going to be qualified as poor until we all find out the way and do what is right. So I'm going to end here. What I'm leaving is, let's face the innovative mind of Africa. Let's face the intellectual mind of Africa, and let's face our country. It's your girl, Miss Crazy. Peace.